easy peasy, macaroni cheesy. I'm going to make enough for one portion, so just double up if you want more. You're going to need some pasta, macaroni or other shape is fine, a knob of butter, a spoonful of plain flour, a few dashes of milk, and a handful of grated cheddar cheese. Make sure it's mature cheddar if you want cheesy sauce. I've heard some chefs use mild cheddar and salt, and then you end up with a salty sauce and not such a cheesy sauce. So, to start, put some pasta in a pan of water on the heat to boil, and a knob of butter in a non-stick pan. Melt it completely on a low heat. Stir it around. Till it's almost melted, and then you can take it off the heat to finish melting, because you don't want the butter to burn. There we go, it's all melted now. Pasta's doing fine. Then you want to add a spoonful of plain flour and mix that around so it all combines. I believe this is what is called a roux for the beginning of the sauce. You mix the flour in with the melted butter and it clumps up to a paste. It's a bit tricky stirring with one hand, so I've got the camera in my other hand. You see when you finish mixing, it looks something like that. Don't worry if it doesn't look exactly the same, it's not too important. Then you want a dash of milk, just enough to cover the base of the pan, and you sort of squish and stir the roux into the milk, and with a bit of heat. You'll see it wants to mix really quickly with the heat, so keep stirring. Keep stirring it, squishing the pieces in. It doesn't take very long before it all starts to want to combine. There we go, you see. So you want to stir it a bit more than you can see me doing here. It's just tricky doing it with one hand. So then when it's all mixed, you see you get something like this, and then you add another dash of milk. I may be being a bit careful with the milk. It's just that if you put too much in, it can go lumpy. And this is the way my mother taught me to ensure a lovely creamy sauce. Nobody likes a lumpy sauce, do they? At least I don't think so. Anyway, it's quite a quick repetition of mixing the milk with the flour roux. So there we go, you got another sort of doughy mixture there. The pasta's boiling nicely. A bit more milk in the bottom of the pan. And it won't be long before we've got a lovely creamy cheesy sauce. Well, once we add the cheese, of course. You want to mix it quite fast, as the sauce solidifies on the bottom of the pan quite quickly. So you want to keep up with it, keep mixing. Mix it very fast, and then you've got a lovely creamy sauce. I'm going to add a bit more milk in there to thin it out some more, and then stir it some more, mix that in. Give the pasta a stir so the starches don't clump it all up, and to make sure it cooks evenly. You don't want to let the milk boil or burn, so take it off the heat if you've done what I've done just now, and give it a quick stir. There we go, lovely creamy sauce. That's exactly how we want it. Look. Then we add some grated cheese and stir that in with the heat. Again, a bit difficult to stir with one hand. I could do with a cameraman, but it's just me making macaroni cheese. One of my favourite dishes. And add the rest of the cheese. You don't need exact measurements for any of this. You'll get to know what you like. It'll work out. It's not a disaster if you have slightly less or slightly more. Perfect, creamy, cheesy sauce. Check the pasta is ready by fishing a piece out and cutting it in half. I'm using spirelli pasta, which is quite similar to macaroni. Strain off the pasta, and then you want to combine that with the cheese sauce. Now I'm in too much of a hurry to be baking it in the oven as well. Go straight on my plate with some tomato and lettuce to garnish. Or you can put it with anything you like. If you want to put a cheesy crust on it, go ahead, under the grill. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to Ezra Z channel. Cheers guys.